All right, but good morning. Happy Friday to you and yours. It's a beautiful day when you wake up and John Schneider is not only alongside you, but he was serenading you with the greatest American hero theme. Ah,
Oh
John,
my gosh.
good morning.
Yeah,
Thanks for doing
yeah.
this, man.
It's you got me right there. That was great. It is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day when you wake up. You can just stop right there,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Right. And personally, every day that I wake up, I have a choice. I think we all have a choice. I wake up and then I say to myself, today I expect great things, right?
I like that.
Because, I know a lot of people that wake up and they're like, oh, what's going to happen today? Well, guess what? If you wake up like that, some bad stuff is going to happen to you that day. Not me. I look forward to great things each and every day. Doesn't mean I sit around and wait for them to happen, but it means I expect that something wonderful is going to happen today. And look, here we are chatting.
That's it. It's funny you said that because it's something I really wanted to get into right off the bat before we start talking about the movie and all. It's kind of funny and scary too. It's almost 3 years to the day that we did our last interview, which was a radio
Wow.
interview at that point, and it was me and my co-host. And it was right after you did Dancing with the Stars. You were promoting your 50-song album that you released, and we had like a 45-minute interview, and my co-host said amazing things about you on Smallville, and you just kept you were just blown away by it. But it was an amazing time, an amazing interview, and a lot of the things we discussed. And I said to you at that point, I said, growing up a kid, two people I wanted to be in life was Evil Knievel and Bo Duke.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that was as a
Yeah,
kid.
that's great. I remember that. And since we talked, now my wife and I are both into dirt track racing. We actually race dirt track.
Wow.
So we do a little bit of the. I wouldn't say I'm like a daredevil in any regard, like Evil Knievel was. However, going into a hairpin turn at 105 miles an hour in the dirt is a little daredevilish.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we're loving every minute of that. Well, thank you for that memory. I appreciate it.
Well, I want to say to you now, as a scary as it may seem, a grown man that I am now. Yes, the big kid in me still wants to be Bo Duke and Evil Knievel, but the man in me now looks up to you as John Schneider, the man, because you say things like that, and you've gone through a lot of hell the last few years with your property and all that, with these not once but now twice going through these floods and all, and you get up every day and you're inspired and you don't let it bother you. You just let it roll off your back, and you're just like, it's a beautiful day. I'm awake, and let's make
Yeah,
beautiful
well,
things happen.
I truly believe that if you are on the right track, you should expect opposition. So if you think about it in a sports, let's talk about dirt track racing.
Right.
If you're out there and there's nobody directly if there's nobody directly in front of you, then maybe you're in first place. But if you don't have people trying to push you off the track, and you don't have people that close to your sides and that close to your bumper, then you're probably not in the race. So I have grown, and actually it's kind of one of my personality traits anyway, is when things happen that are not great, I look at them as something trying to get me off track.
Right.
Which means I must be on track.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And even since we spoke, I didn't realize it was that long ago, but since we spoke, Alicia was diagnosed, was basically given 2 years to live, and now is totally cancer free. Yeah, she was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer.
Wow.
And we went through what she calls the my house is on fire. We did our panic thing for about a week, but then it was like, okay, how are we going to beat this, get it under control? Because obviously we're going to, which is our mindset. Not,
right.
Gee, I hope we can. My mindset and her mindset is, okay, what do we have to do to get rid of this?
Right.
But then she said, I must have this so that I can, because nobody had it in our family. I must have this so that I can beat it, so that I can help others do the same thing.
Wow.
And to speak a little further into that, just 2 weekends ago, we were in Nashville at a convention that we just wanted to go, and she wound up speaking there, and it's called
Okay.
The Truth About Cancer.
Okay.
A convention center at Opryland in Music Valley, filled with people who have in fact gotten their cancer under control. And I hesitate to use the word beat cancer because I believe we all have cancer. It's just kept at bay.
Right.
So when you are told you have cancer, what really is happening is your system that fights it has been weakened, and the cancer, where are you? The cancer has been strengthened.
Gotcha.
So your job, if someone in a white lab coat tells you you have cancer, is merely, and I say it, merely to do this.
Right.
That's your job. Strengthen your system, weaken your cancer. So is going off telling me that you and I need to be speaking. But so we even looked at cancer as something that meant we were on the right track.
Wow.
And how are we going to utilize this to continue what we're doing? Because if we're on the right track, we want to keep going like this. We don't want to go, boom.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people spend time down a road and then they just go that way.
Right.
Right? Are you still there? I don't hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, you can't hear me?
I don't hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you hear me. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to leave because I'm enjoying this. And we're only 6 minutes and 57. I tell you what, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to go to my clock.
Okay.
I'm going to turn off my alarm. And then I'm going to come back to you. Uh-oh, where are you?
There we go.
There.
Can you
and
hear
now
me
I
now?
hear you. Sorry, folks. That was, see, that meant that I was saying something accidentally brilliant that you needed to hear.
We heard it.
The forces around us here at Hogwarts didn't want you to hear it.
No, but we heard it. We did. And
good.
Again, that's even, when it comes down to, like we said, like with these floods, that's one thing that's, and you've done it. You rebuild and you bring it back to the glory that you had it. When you're dealing with now, I mean, come on, that's cancer is the big one. There's not and to still remain, both of you, positive and on track. That's
and she had a PET scan that she lit up like a Christmas tree in her PET scan.
Wow.
And now she's totally clear. And by the way, when you the number one thing, if I'm sure there are people who are watching and listening right now who've been told they have cancer, well, stop eating sugar right now.
Bingo.
Right. I tell you what, take the rest of today and eat as much sugar as you want. Make this day your last sugar day. Enjoy it, and don't touch it again after midnight tonight.
Wow.
Because the number one cancer food on the planet is sugar. And to underline that even a little more, when you get a PET scan, what they give you so that the machinery can track the cancer is glucose.
Right.
So they inject you with glucose. The cancer goes, oh, give me that, give me that, give me that. And that's how they can determine the size of your tumors, the placement of your cancer, where all that is because cancer will suck up that sugar like a dry sponge.
Wow.
Okay. So there, eat some sugar today. Go get some cotton candy if you want. Take a bath in warm chocolate milk, and then stop. Cold turkey, because you have a choice.
Yeah.
Candy bar equals death, or no candy bar equals life. Okay? There's my lesson for you today.
Lesson well learned and heard.
Okay. Okay.
And other lessons that you teach, which I'm going to tell you this, and this is God's honest truth. You have become my favorite person on social media because you truly have embraced what social media should be, a good time, fun, and that's you have good and you have fun, but you're also informative and you speak from the truth and the heart, and you're not scared to say what you're feeling, whether it's political or anything else going on in the world. You're outspoken about it, and
Right.
it's it's hysterical because there's times I'll be, my fiance always gives me a hard time. She's like, all you do is you're like with your thumb scrolling on your phone, scrolling, and I'll scroll and I could see somebody like a Kid Rock or somebody, and then I see John Schneider's comments, and I'm just like, here we go, and he's speaking the truth and his feelings, and then people try to come at you, and you educate them, and you're like, well, here's this, and this is how it is, and I'm just like, he's not scared to say nothing, and then you see him on his own page, and he's out there on his property and showing all these goofy things and on these great things he's doing, and he's just having a ball. And again, inspirational, John, inspirational.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's sometimes, I try not to say things about if I'm going to take the time to do a visual effect to show somebody why you don't need to have firearms, loaded firearms on a set, or even firearms with blanks on a set anymore, then it has to have eaten away at me for a couple of days.
Right.
So by the time I get so worked up that I feel I have to say something about it, if it's political or educational in nature, then I think it through. But some of my most fun things are just hanging out with a dog and saying, hey, look, here's some ducks, right? So and here's where we jumped a car over the river, and here's where I jumped a car over the lake, and yeah. So I enjoy life, and I think because I've been involved with Children's Miracle Network for so long, and because the older you get, the more likely it is that you've had friends who have passed away.
Right.
The more appreciative of today, I think, you become. And I hope that if anybody gets anything from my YouTube or Facebook or the movies, Poker Run, it's enjoy yourself.
Right.
Enjoy yourself, no matter what's going on. One of these days you will have had your last chicken salad sandwich. Make that a good day. And nobody's going to tell you before, by the way, hey, John, this is your last one, and then it's done. That's in the book you never get to read.
Right.
Somebody else writes that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his last chicken salad sandwich. Little did he know. So since that's going to happen, since one of these days is going to be your last, and you know it, so don't look at it like, oh, all dour. No, it's going to happen. I don't know anyone who has avoided it. Okay, so you have a choice. You can enjoy every minute up to that second, or every second up to that second, or you can be, gloomy and doomy. Why would you do that? Why make that choice? Right?
Exactly. Well, let's
Cool.
go the opposite of gloomy doomy. The new movie Poker Run, which
Yes.
is
It's
available
right
now
there.
for pre-release or pre-order. Again, this movie looks like you're just having fun. This is you have like taken the Bo Duke and put it into the fun part of your life with all these cars and dirt track racing and stuff like that. So tell us about Poker Run.
Well, Poker Run is the sequel to Stand On It. Stand On It
Okay.
was our tribute to Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay.
I did, in fact, sneak on the set of Smokey and the Bandit and spent the day with Jackie Gleason and got into one shot. The very end, when they roll the credits, I'm standing there. I got a black cowboy hat on, and Jackie Gleason's tire hits me in the shins, and then the frame freezes, and they roll credits. So I'm standing there like, in 1976.
Wow.
So after that, Hal Needham, who wrote and directed Smokey and the Bandit, became a very dear friend of mine. We developed some projects, and I did some movies with him. And then Burt Reynolds became a dear friend of mine later, actually by virtue of that terrible movie they made, the Dukes of Hazzard movie.
Mm.
So he and I met while they were promoting that, and we became very good friends. And one of the things that we all talked about was that if there was anybody that could bring back that genre, that had the pedigree and the appreciation for it, it was me. So, and that was, it's funny, talk about, you know, when things go wrong, there's a pony in this steaming pile somewhere, right?
Right.
So in the steaming pile of the Dukes of Hazzard movie, or Dukes of Hazzard movie, was a desire, or a need rather, to show people how wrong they were about the recipe for Smokey and the Bandit, Gator, Dukes of Hazzard, White Line Fever, Stroker Ace, all those movies.
Right.
And oddly enough, the one that came closest to getting it was Talladega Nights.
Mm.
Right? So, you know, when I say in Poker Run, when I say, God bless you, Ricky Bobby, everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about, and they love it. So I promised them that I would one day bring that genre back, and we call it Southern Horsepower Comedy.
I love it.
It's a guy that drives a car like nobody else in the world, and it's a car the likes of which you've never seen. In our world, it is a triple black Hellcat T-top Challenger,
Nice.
which doesn't exist. So we had to make it up, which also was a thrill for me. You know, I got to basically invent what I believe is the new best movie muscle car of all time. I really do, because I'm a Mopar guy. Right?
Me too.
So I love the Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. I wanted one more than I wanted my next chicken salad sandwich, but I never got it. And now I'm the guy that not only gets to drive this new thing in the movies, but I'm the guy that basically, with my friends and a Sawzall, created it. Talk about redneck, huh?
Yeah, right? Doesn't it pain you, though, as you're sawing through this beautiful car?
I had, it did. It pained me the first time, but then I knew what it was going to look like. Well, I'm gonna find some of Poker Run here. I knew what it was going to look like when it was done, and it's just great. It's terrific. I'm gonna try to find a picture of it here while we're talking. So
Okay.
Can everybody see us as well, or do they just hear us?
Oh yeah. No, they
good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, so Poker Run is, I'm going to say something bad about the Smokey and the Bandit franchise.
Uh-oh.
Smokey and the Bandit 2 was awful. Awful. And silly. And there's a fine line, because Burt believed in this very, very much. He talked about it in many interviews. He said, if you have fun on the set, then people will have fun when they watch the movie. Okay. But there is a line, I believe, that you can cross where you're having so much fun on the set that if you're having more fun on the set than the people are who are watching the movie, you've made a mistake. Okay. And I believe Smokey and the Bandit 2 and Smokey and the Bandit 3 made that mistake. So when I wrote Poker Run, because it was a sequel to a tribute, I had to make damn sure that we didn't cross that line. Okay.
Interesting.
So the story has to be as strong. The story in Smokey and the Bandit was pretty simple, but it was very strong, and you always knew where you were in it. You start here, you drive here, you pick up the beer, you drive back, you have 24 hours to do it, or 20. I think it was 28 actually in Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah. Odd number. Not an odd number. It's an even number, but it's a strange number.
Yeah.
So that you know where you are in there. And you've got a great song. Westbound and down, 18 wheels a rolling. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Right? So it makes sense. Smokey and the Bandit 2 didn't have that.
Mm.
Didn't have that device, really. It had an elephant.
Yeah.
And in Poker Run, when we're going around the dirt track, I say, I'm in my elephant now. And then Cody says, you had to go there. And I said, well, I had to figure out some way to get the elephant in here. So in Poker Run, we are involved in one hand of poker, one hand of Texas Hold'em for $2.5 million. I have to put up the $500,000 I won in Stand On It. And Tiny and Tim Needham, by the way, that's their last name, in honor of Hal Needham. They back them with $500,000 each. So the trick is we get our first 2 cards, and then we have to race to another place for the flop.
Oh, okay.
So we see the flop, and then we have to race to another place to see the turn card. Then we have to race back for the river card.
Wow.
And so in there, you know where you are, and we go from our fancy cars.
You got right here, Mr. Dude.
We go from our fancy cars to our boats to the dirt track and then back. So it's a story that you can follow, and I think it's great. So in so writing, I had to say I love Burt, I love Hal, I love Dom DeLuise. Dom DeLuise was in my first ever special. I did a special called John Schneider Back Home on CBS. He was filming Smokey and the Bandit 2 and heard I was in Georgia and just showed up and said, can I be in your special? So wonderful, wonderful. He did. And I didn't know why he had done that. Now I do. Right. So as I was writing it and as we were doing it, I had to keep reminding everyone, as much fun as we're having, we hadn't jumped the shark yet, but we can't do that.
Right.
So we have to make sure that we don't fall victim of our own sense of humor. And I don't think we did. There's one spot in the movie, when you watch it, there's one spot where I left it in that I'm laughing as we're doing it, because Dion Baya, who plays Sonny, he's on a Fox show. He is so funny. I could barely hold it together. So there's a little tribute to that kind of humor from Smokey and the Bandit, or rather the kind of when Harvey Korman couldn't hold it together on the Carol Burnett show, or Tim Conway. Right. Where they're kind of like.
You know what? Those moments of television I think are the best, because that's when you can see.
Yes,
the coming out of character and the emotion. That it's so funny for the people involved. It's got to be funny for people watching.
Good old piercing the fourth wall. And I'm the editor too, so there was a lot of it. You've got to know when to keep it in, and when enough is enough, and where the line is between enough and too much. And I think Poker Run really goes up to that line and then comes back, and then it goes up and it shows you and says, oh, no. And I really am very, very proud of Poker Run. It's a good one.
That's awesome. That's exciting. So that really, you explaining the story now makes it even more intriguing, because that's a fun story.
Well, and we wait, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something. Wait. Here we go. Now, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's some CGI involved. There is some green screen involved. When we did Dukes of Hazzard, there was a movie screen behind us most of the time. And nobody griped about that. Right. But, in this day and age, we've got those, and you see me on YouTube, I get after them. Let me see your movie, pal. Let's see how good you are at After Effects. Right. But I think I've gotten much better at it. But the reason for this is because I can shoot all of my stuff in the car in one day, and then I can put it anywhere in the world that I want to put it. Wow. So when I'm doing a chase with a police officer, we can both be going by the same trees and both be going by the same buildings. And it's not so much like the Flintstones.
Right.
But here, check just this little piece out. Watch where you're Right? So it's just fun. It's so much fun. And obviously, there's a little green screen there. There's stuff that's certainly not green screen. There is a cop car that jumps into the water. And so it's a wonderful mixture of all the different things that I've been involved in, technologically speaking, throughout the last 40, 45 years. So every time we make one of these movies, it gets bigger and I think technically much, much better. So I can't wait for people to watch Poker. By the way, the easiest way is get my app. It's called John Schneider. I was going to call it Tom Wopat, but I wanted people to buy it. No, it's actually free. Now, Tom told me to say that. But so go to the App Store. It's called John Schneider, and it will take you to all the new music. It'll take you to all the new movies like Poker Run, Christmas Cars, Stand on It, and then some movies that skew a little bit darker. If you're more of a crime drama person, watch Inadmissible. It's fantastic. It'll take you to hats and T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. So the app is the way to go. If you don't like apps, just go to johnschneiderstudios.com. We distribute our own movies and music. And it's important for me to tell you that because we are not in bed with anyone we disagree with.
Right.
I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of these Hollywood types that are saying, "Oh, I've been canceled because I'm a Christian." Well, start your own. Why would you want to? What did Groucho Marx say? Why would I join a country club that would have me as a member? Right.
So true.
So don't gripe about the fact that people that are completely opposed to your views don't want you in their sandbox. Of course they don't. Guess what? That means you're on to something. Pick up your shovel and your little bucket and go over to another sandbox or build your own sandbox. That's what we've done here. So when you have my app and you buy any of my music or buy any of the movies that we've made, my phone goes ding. And just like in It's a Wonderful Life, when a bell rings, a Schneider gets his dream or her dream. My wife and I have the same dream. So we truly appreciate your support, and we know when you do it.
That's awesome.
Doesn't happen. I don't know when somebody watches anything else I've ever done anywhere. Right. But in this day and age, because we've figured out a way to use the system to our advantage, we are doing very, very well. But we can't do it without you first going and saying, "I want to see Poker Run." Now, if you live anywhere near Sparta, Tennessee, or Birdsong, Tennessee, and Camden, the movie is going to be playing in several drive-in movie theaters. That schedule is also on the app. Awesome. I didn't have a dream as a child to make a movie that would be seen on something this big. Right. I want to see it. I want to see it on IMAX, right? And you probably couldn't hear it, but the sound on this is, it's big, it's great, it's huge. So if you have the opportunity to experience it, then do that. If you buy the DVD and you have a 5.1 surround system at your house, the DVD is in 5.1. So the DVD sounds great as well. I just love it. I love it. And I want you to comment when you see it from Cineflix. There's a comment section. Write a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. And let me know, because we're going to make another one. We're making one that I'm writing now as well, called Double or Nothing. Okay. That'll be the third and I think final installment in the Stand on It trilogy, I guess. But give me some ideas. I'll do more of what you like and less of what you don't. Unless you say don't do any more green screen, in which case I'll just say deal with it.
Well, I was going to say, for the record, he does honestly read the comments. I mean, if you go through anything, he's responding back to, and it doesn't have to be like I said earlier, like a Kid Rock or anybody else. He responds back to anybody and everybody. So
Yeah, I
comment,
mean, I do my
leave the
best
comments.
to keep up with all of that stuff because I want to know.
Mhm.
But if you're mean and you've just got some reason to kick a puppy, then don't.
Yeah,
Because I'll kick this puppy bites. I mean, I'll bite you right back. I don't care. I've got no. I am from New York. Okay, right. And I think a lot of people are missing mean tweets right about now. Give me one mean tweet and $1.98 diesel any day.
I'm with you.
There.
I'm with you. Two final things. I'll let you go. I know you got to go. Number one, the general that was damaged. Your general that was damaged in the last the floods. How is it? Will
Yeah.
be rebuilt?
He's going to. That is the General Lee from Christmas Cars, the one we ran under the tree.
Okay.
So it is a General Lee. A General Lee is a state of mind. It is. The guts of it are though a Crown Vic. That's an old cop car.
Oh, okay.
I left it out there because it was in the weather. I would never leave my beautiful one out there in the weather.
Okay.
But what we're going to do along the lines of making chicken salad is we're going to take that car and turn it into an enduro dirt track car.
Love it.
So it's going to be a 150 lap a race car.
Love it.
So we have to do very little to fix it up for that. So that's the status of that car. It's still sitting up there. It's still dented. My mother's house, sadly, is now completely gone. We had to dismantle it. We saved what we could. Use little pieces of the flooring in here in my office and in Alicia's office, but the rest of it we had to tear down and haul off. Very sad.
It is.
You said two questions. What's your second question?
The second question is, it's not even a question, just to let you know, I am now in Nashville. I live here in the Nashville area, so I know you're here. I know you're here a lot, so next time, let's hook it up.
Okay. You got to go to, have you discovered Elliston Place Soda Shop yet?
I know where it is. Actually, I run the Nashville Restaurant Review, so I go around to all these spots.
Oh.
And me and my fiance do videos and reviews and stuff like that, so I have not been there yet.
Midtown Cafe.
Okay.
Elliston Place.
Okay.
The Standard.
That one I don't know.
The Standard is on 7th Avenue. It's fantastic. It has a private club upstairs, but regular. It's 5-star, wonderful, wonderful, family owned, and I highly recommend it. But no sugar.
Since I've moved to Nashville 2 years ago, I have not drank soda no more energy drinks, and no sugar. Cut it out.
Fantastic.
And down 100 pounds.
Down 100 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Everybody, you can do it.
That's
you
right.
can do it. Right? So that kind of success is not just for the other guy or the other girl. It's for you.
That's it.
Make a decision. Take your hot chocolate bath tonight and then stop eating sugar tomorrow.
There you
right?
go.
You know, Nashville is thriving, not even really because of country music. Nashville is thriving because of the cancer industry, because so many people have it. Quick fact, and then I'll let me go. 100 years ago, an average non-obese person ingested 5 pounds of sugar a year.
Okay.
In 2021, a normal non-obese person ingests 150 pounds of sugar a year. So your body is doing its best to process that. And remember, what does cancer like? Sugar. So not having that conversation with someone with a white lab coat could very well be just as simple as stopping sugar. Okay? There you go.
There you go.
All right.
All right, John, thank you so much. Everybody, go to get your app. Get the John Schneider app. If you don't like apps, John Schneider Studios, Poker Run. Order Poker Run now and check out all the sounds.
That's right. You can pre-order it. You can even pre-order it on Cineflix as well. It'll preview on Orange Friday in honor of the General Lee. That's the 26th of this very month. 2 weeks from today.
Love it. John, thanks
Thank you, my
again,
friend.
and hope to see you in Nashville.
Congratulations on the 100 pounds. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I'll see
Take
you there.
care.
Keep my number. Yep. Keep my number. Text me your information.
I will.
All right.
All
Take
right.
care. Bye, everybody. See you in the movies.